ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is officially over. The 2021 NFL season has officially come to an end, and we have crowned a champion. The Los Angeles Rams are your Super Bowl 56 champions. Congratulations to them. I'm going to be honest, I don't really have anything to recap involving this game. I just spent over 4.5 hours covering and recapping this game. Pretty much the first 3.5, damn near 4 hours was the football coverage, the Super Bowl coverage, and then the last half hour to 45 minutes was nothing more than recap and discussion involving the game. So I got nothing else to really say. My voice is pretty much like done for the night. So I don't got much to say, and I just wanted to make this video to congratulate the LA Rams on winning the championship. You had one goal. You took a huge gamble. The Rams, we've talked about this over the last couple years. They have decided to gamble away their future to win now. They gambled away their future in some draft picks to put that team together in 2018 for the goal of winning a championship. They got to the Super Bowl in 2018, and they fell short against the Patriots. They suffered a couple years and tried to build it up. Coming into this season, they gambled again and tried to add pieces. But the number one thing they did was they decided to make a quarterback change. The young quarterback in Jared Goff, who helped lead them to the Super Bowl in 2018, was not cutting it for them. So they decided to take that risk and get rid of Goff and trade him to Detroit to pick up one Matthew Stafford. They believed Matthew Stafford was the guy that could lead them to the Super Bowl and win the championship. That was a huge gamble. Coming to the season, many of us said, now that you've got Stafford and all this talent, it's Super Bowl or bust. There is no excuse for the Rams. You either win the champion this year or you either win the championship this year or you face ultimate failure because you sacrificed your future to win now. So you had to win this ring. Not to mention you're in Los Angeles and nobody's going to respect you in LA until you win a ring. LA is all about championships. You will never be accepted into LA and that city and that crowd until you win a ring. If you do not bring that city a championship, you're not their team. They will never accept you. That is just how it works in LA. So the Rams, despite the fact that they've been good and competitive, they were never seen as an LA team because they just did not have a championship. So they needed to get that ring. They really did. It was a Super Bowl or bust type of season. They had to get to the Super Bowl and they had to win. They sacrificed so much and they continued to add pieces. They went out and got Von Miller. They added Eric Weddle. They had to go out and get more and more pieces. They sacrificed their future for this gamble to get this ring. And guess what? It paid off. It paid off. Matthew Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Do you understand what this does for Stafford's legacy? Stafford, take a look at his numbers. Oh, he's this close. I think it's like 49,902 or something like that. But he's going to surpass that next season. But he has nearly 50,000 passing yards in his career. And he's thrown for over 320 touchdowns. When you look at the guy's numbers and his production, you can sit back and say, yeah, he's got the numbers to, try to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Not for his ballot, but he's got the numbers. However, he doesn't have the championship status. He hasn't done anything in the postseason. 0-3 in the postseason in his career before he left Detroit. In Detroit, he was 0-3. He was putting up numbers. All he was one of those stat quarterbacks. The type of quarterbacks that just do nothing but fill up the stat sheet with great stats, but they never win anything significant. That was Stafford. And that's why people looked at it in Detroit and said, yeah, he's a talented quarterback. He puts up a lot of great numbers, but he doesn't do anything significant. He's never led them to anything great. Well, unfortunately, he couldn't lead that team to anything great because that franchise is cursed right now. The Rams looked at him and said, that is the guy that can get it done. So his legacy changed. He had an opportunity. Now he was out of Detroit. He is on a contending team. He could not disappoint. He had to get this team to a Super Bowl and win a ring. Because if he can do that, his legacy would change. Like we've already said, he's got the numbers. But a ring gives him a solid argument for the Hall of Fame. Not first ballot, but it gives him a legitimate argument and a legitimate case for the Hall of Fame. So Matthew Stafford had the pressure on him. He could not lose with this type of talent. He had to win. The Rams had the pressure. They believed this was the guy to take them where they wanted to get to. He was going to take them to the promised land. So he had to get it done. And guess what? He got it done, and the team got it done. He came up clutch. The touchdown to Cooper Kupp was the game-winning play. And that's Matthew Stafford coming up clutch and helping his team win the Super Bowl. So Matthew Stafford is a Super Bowl champion. Aaron Donald, the player that's been arguably the most dominant player in football over the last several years, he is now a Super Bowl champion. Eric Weddle, my main man, Eric Weddle, we appreciate what you did for us in Baltimore. You will always be a Raven. My man, Eric Weddle, came out of retirement to play for the Rams for a chance to win a Super Bowl. He now has a ring. So now Eric Weddle is a Super Bowl champion. Jalen Ramsey went from Jacksonville to L.A. He got cooked in this game, unfortunately. Now, I'm taking off the T. Higgins touchdown. I know it's going to count, unfortunately, but that was a clear face mask. But we ain't going to talk about that. But yeah, overall, he was getting cooked. Other than that part, he was still getting cooked. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey is a Super Bowl champion. Von Miller was traded away from Denver to come to L.A. to help them win a ring. And boy, he showed up in the Super Bowl. He did. Von Miller is now not a one, but a two-time Super Bowl champion. And he's won a ring with two different teams. He won that ring with Denver in 2015. He's now won a ring here with the Rams. So he's a two-time Super Bowl champion. Andrew, the old man, the veteran, he's a Super Bowl champion. Cooper Kupp, the receiver that has had arguably the most productive season we've seen by a receiver in NFL history. And your Super Bowl 56 MVP. So we've got Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. He is a champion. I like it. Not only is he a champion, he's a Super Bowl MVP. He should have won regular season MVP. That would have been a sweep. I believe Cooper Kupp should have had a legitimate shot for MVP, but they gave it to Aaron Rodgers. It's become a quarterback award, unfortunately. Can you imagine if Cooper Kupp would have got MVP and then Super Bowl MVP? That would have been amazing. But yeah, Cooper Kupp is a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP. But gotta talk about this man that was crying. This man that was filled with tears of joy. The man that many wanted to see fail, specifically certain people in Cleveland, and many that wanted to see him win this, such as his friends like LeBron. Odell Beckham Jr. This man was dying in Cleveland. His career was dying in Cleveland. A good chunk of that Browns fan base was blaming him and saying he was the problem, whereas many of the players were with Odell. So they release him and say, go wherever you want to go. He goes to LA with the Rams to compete for a championship, and he goes and he helps them get to the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, the man was making plays. In fact, he scored the first touchdown. This man he was impactful in this game. Honestly, if he never got injured, he's probably having an amazing performance in the Super Bowl. But unfortunately, he suffers that knee injury. So he was productive for them in the first half, completely got taken out of the game after the injury, and had to stand on the sideline and pray that this team won. Well, they got it done. So Odell Beckham Jr. is a Super Bowl champion. Wow. Sean McVay took a lot of gambles. Made a lot of challenges. Things were getting tough. But you did what you needed to do as a coach. You are now a Super Bowl winning head coach. Congratulations to Sean McVay. And now the LA Rams are officially Los Angeles' football team. You are officially LA's football team. You cannot be considered a sports team for LA without a championship. Now that you have that ring, you can cash it in. You are officially LA's team. So now moving forward, when the Rams play in SoFi Stadium, there better be a lot of fans from LA pulling up that are supporting the Rams. They won you a chip. Your Lakers are trash this year. The Lakers aren't going nowhere. They might make the playoffs. They're going to be in the play-in tournament. But they're not going anywhere. They're not beating the Suns. They're not beating the Warriors. They probably won't beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Your Lakers aren't going anywhere. So guess what? The Rams have to hold it down for you this year. They got you a championship. Stick with that. But yeah, they're officially LA's team. Sorry, Chargers. The Rams are officially LA's team. But yeah, congratulations to the Rams for getting it done. And I really just spent 10 minutes talking about the Rams. But, yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. Really, congratulations. Now, for Cincinnati. I'm not going to spend much time on this. All I'm going to say is Cincinnati, that right there was a tough loss. Like we said, you guys took a huge gamble by choosing not to really focus and address your offensive line. Instead, you decided to draft Jamar Chase. You took a huge gamble by not fixing the offensive line, and you picked up Jamar Chase. I'll say that worked out in your favor in the long run and in the short run. Jamar Chase had one of the, if not the greatest, rookie campaigns we've seen from a receiver in NFL history. So I feel that worked out. And without Jamar Chase, you wouldn't be in the Super Bowl in the first place. So yeah, that definitely worked out. But your offensive line ultimately cost you this game. And it's unfortunate. It truly, truly cost you this game. We saw this offensive line fail to protect Joe Burrow throughout the season. But you got to the playoffs and won the division. We saw this offensive line fail to protect Joe Burrow in the division round. But you somehow managed to win because the defense got that third pick on Tannehill. 3 picks is the reason why you won that game. But you got it done. And then, in the AFC title game, he was still getting sacked left and right, but you got the game to over. The game went to overtime, and your defense got a pick, and they made a play, and you got to the Super Bowl. Despite the fact that the offensive line throughout the entire season, regular season and postseason, has been garbage, you guys have found ways to win football games, and you almost pulled it off here. It's a 3-point loss. You almost pulled it off, but at the end of the day, your offensive line cost you. So that decision to pick up Jamar Chase was the right. It was a gamble, and it worked out perfectly. If you were to go back to that situation and replay that simulation a million times, you're still picking Jamar Chase. He's just that. He is a transcendent talent. You have to have him on your team. So it's not a bad look that you guys picked him up. But man, your offensive line truly ended up being the death of you. It cost you this Super Bowl. No question. It cost you the Super Bowl. And it put Burrow in danger again because he was holding that knee. Hopefully he's okay. But it put your quarterback in danger once again, and it ultimately cost you the Super Bowl because on 4th down, Burrow gets sacked. Like, it cost you the Super Bowl. So I want to say this. Cincinnati, you had a fantastic season. Easily the most successful season you've had since 1989. Fantastic season. Won the division. Got to the Super Bowl. We're one great play away from potentially winning the Super Bowl. It's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate that you couldn't get it done. But you had an amazing season. You got a great young quarterback in Joe Burrow. You got a great receiver in Jamar Chase. You've got talent with T. Higgins, who had an amazing Super Bowl. Like, looking at his numbers, because that face mask wasn't called, his numbers were fantastic. And he had 2 receiving touchdowns. He balled out. You have T. Higgins. You still have Tyler Boyd. You got plenty of weapons here. You still got Joe Mixon. You got weapons left and right. Defense was great throughout the regular season and postseason. This team is built for the future. You built this defense up. You built this offense up. You guys are good for the future. The only thing you need to do heading into the offseason and heading into the draft, all you need to do is fix your offensive line, and you will be back to compete next year. That's it. Fix your offensive line. That's all you need. So it's tough to lose the Super Bowl, especially after the most successful season you've had since 1989. It hurts, but be happy and be proud of what your team did this season because you got all the way to the Super Bowl. You went from 4th place in the division to appearing in the Super Bowl. That's huge. That's huge. Take that with you to the offseason. Fix up your offensive line in the draft and come back next season ready to compete with the mindset of if we get back there this time, our offensive line won't disappoint us. They won't let us down. And we'll be able to make those plays and win the championship this time. So yeah, it's tough, but it is what it is. Deal with it. But with that being said, that's all I got. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the NFL season has finally come to an end. We are officially done with the NFL for the next 6 months. It's been tough. It's been tough. But it's come to an end. And now, with that, we move on to basketball. So, I appreciate you guys this season. It's been awesome. And with that being said, that's all I got to say about Super Bowl 56. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.